All right. All right. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. All right. I got me a little bitty cup of what you call coffee. Mm, we're going to cover several topics. It's time to talk, and that means you yourself also can have something to say, and you could have something to say, or you have a question. You might even have the answer. You This is the time that we talk, and we're gonna be all over the place tonight. But we're gonna rest. We're gonna find ourselves resting in a topic covering the remnant. Okay, I think it's so important we understand the remnant. Okay, it's something that needs to go into what you call your backpack. The backpack is spiritual. It is Yah is a spirit, and when He deals with you, He deals with you in spirit and in truth. So when he comes to you, he's coming from your inner man, not your outer. That means from your spirit, where he abides. And there are many things he teach you from that level. So the things that even he teaches you from that level is like information that also go into your spiritual backpack. Most likely that information that he teaches you going to be with you forever. So I mean, you can't even get rid of what he says to you through the spiritual realm. You can't even get rid of that. That's there to stay. Okay. So, but what Sister Deborah is giving is spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. And it is for you to put into your backpack. So when we get into this topic regarding the remnant, it's going to shine some light on many of things. And you're going to wonder, Miss Deborah, how did we get from here to there? How do we miss all of this? And it's not like it's a lot. It's just that the simple things are missed in this day and time. And I'm gonna tell you something else that came to me. Get your house in order, okay? And I mean, really, get your house. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. Get your house in order. And I don't mean the house made with bricks. I'm talking about your spiritual house. Your house, you have a spirit. That was the image that he gave you, like unto himself. That's where he comes to abide in you. But you need to work on that house, y'all. Work on that house, because every work that you do for that house, is going to benefit you in the days to come. In the day, it's nothing that's going to support you more than you getting your house in order, your spiritual house in order. Okay. And one thing that is connected with getting it in order is try to be humble and silent so you can hear what the spirit is saying to your spirit. Because the Most High is speaking, but he's speaking to our spirit. He ain't wasting no more time speaking all over the world, trying to send a prophet here, a prophet here. No, no, no. He's not going to do that. He wants you to understand that he can speak to you from your inner. If he abide therein and you abide in him, you all are one now. You all can communicate at that level. And when you go into your closet, it ain't important that you understand what you're saying. It is not meant for you to understand the spiritual message between you and the Most High Yah spirit. Your spirit and Yah spirit It ain't for your flesh to understand what is being said. So just know how to keep silent when you go into the closet, and when I say silent, in the flesh, and let the spirit that dwells in you, your own spirit, that everybody was born came with the breath of life that blew a spirit into each and every last one of us. That was the image like unto him. It how it got in us is through the breath. Okay. And how it comes out is when that breath, it takes the spirit with it. And the spirit goes to a place called sleep rest. I call it paradise, but sleep. Okay. No one is down in the hell that's burning up and so on. No. Everybody goes into a sleep. And when it's time for judgment, then outside of those that still living, they might not even see death. But those that have passed away, we all got to stand before the judgment seat of the Most High Yah. We're not going to stand together. We're not going to stand at the one on this side, one on that. No, because those that's on the right is already judged before the foundation of the world. They were already put into the Lamb book of life. So their judgment is going to be different. Now, the ones that's on the left side, they are automatically going to the lake of fire, but they're going to have to stand before his eyes, and they going to be trying to fight it in so many ways. And I don't mean physical or fist, because this is spirit now, y'all. They before the throne in their spirit. And, it's no need in them trying to think that mercy is going to pull up like it is now. See, y'all don't understand that mercy and that grace, y'all, that mercy and that grace been poured out on us. And I mean, it's all over the world, mercy and grace. Why? Because Yah has a will from A to Z. It has to go from A to Z. And so that it can and it will, he gave us grace and mercy so that his will goes from A to Z. You see? So he put grace and mercy on us so his will can move from A to Z. That's why he said, I am Alpha and Omega. I am the beginning and the end. My beginning and the end got to take place. So I'm going to pour out grace and mercy on you all so that my will from beginning to end can slide from 1A all the way down to Z. Y'all are upheld by my grace and my mercy. And when you're praying at nighttime, think of that. Put that in your prayer. Thank him for all that grace and all that mercy. Because that's what's really holding us up. It should have been another day of Noah, to be honest. He asked me. But that grace and that mercy said, hold up. My will going to be done from A to Z. And while it's moving from A to Z and it's at Z almost, my will been upholding it. Not my will, my grace and mercy that I have placed upon the people is upholding my will so that I can go from A to Z. After that, Z, where he's at now, grace and mercy ain't gonna meet us at the throne, y'all. He said, let them know, Deborah, ain't gonna be no grace and ain't gonna be no mercy when they come before my throne. No more grace, no more mercy. So you got it now. And if you're in your clothes in your right mind, use it now. It's that grace and that mercy. Like I said, we're going to sum this message up in the word remnant so you all can understand who the remnant is. It is not who y'all think. It is not what you've been taught. It is not what you think based on what many are spilling out. Everyone really got this thing. I mean, tell you, they got it so bent out of order. It is even said the whole earth is off course. I mean, just totally, because it's the mindset of the people who have set everything out of order. Instead of keeping it in order, they have set it out of order. And that's why he said, anything crooked, let it remain crooked. Don't try to make it straight. Because when he has to come and deal with the way he's dealing, crooked gonna be crooked, let it remain crooked. One that's straight, that's gonna remain straight, let him remain straight. But he ain't coming down here to make one crooked, and he ain't coming down here to make the crooked straight. He ain't. It's over, y'all. It's finished. So we got several things to talk about, and there is some issues that I'm looking at, and I'm seeing these things take place. But let me tell y'all, this morning I woke up at 3:14 a.m. and I lied down on my back and just began to trust at that moment that y'all was going to meet me right there at 3:15. And he did, because I was battling with the fact of all the things that is taking place. And how is it they can't see it? Or if they see it, it's just that they don't. It doesn't mean anything to them, you know? What is actually all the things that's actually taking place. But the battle for me was more so something that he did to me. The Father did something to me. Yes, he did. The Father did something to me that caused me to have the fullness of what is taking place. And in me, I'm telling you all, I cannot grip the fact that he suffered me to know it in its purest form. But it's just there, to me, it feels like it's just there for me to suffer in it. It is so powerful. So when I laid there waiting for him, I couldn't get back to sleep, and I was saying, okay, Lord, now this is just too deep. I said, now you taught me all of this. And this particular thing, I had to have my own separate testimonies within this throughout my life. And I said, you taught me this. You gave this to me. You taught me this in the purest form. What need is it today when it's not going to be applied at all? That bothers me. That bothers me to the core. That bothers me. Because I'm like, what would be the purpose of allowing me to know this, to feel this thing, to experience this thing, to have the testimony to back it up and to back it down, but yet it holds no weight, none whatsoever. So I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, because this is getting deep. And it had been on my mind for almost 2 days. And every time I think about it, it's like he gives me another piece to it, you know, to show me how deep it is. You guys, let me tell y'all, when I went to the Father regarding expressing to the individuals on my platform regarding my life, giving them my testimony and why I am equipped, 100% equipped to speak the way that I speak. I am. So I felt if I could share my life, it would give one a better insight of what y'all has birthed in me as a testimony. And you know, he said, don't give them that. You don't have to give them your life. You don't have to break that all down like that, Deborah. It's, y'all, it's still connected to the reality of what y'all see in the world today. It's so connected. It is so rooted in what is even happening today, but yet I have to give my testimony my life experience, what I've gone through, important for you to see why I can speak the way that I speak, and I can bring it out in a 100% testimony and giving y'all the glory. But it's like he said, don't tell them. You don't have to. It was for you. But it's like it's deep, y'all. It's deep. And what it does is it allows me to understand why things are the way that it is today. Mhm. It is to break down woman, and it is to break down man. Mhm. That's is what my life was consist of. So it might have been, I guess, because he said you don't have to give your life experience or your testimonies in which one should know your life experience. But I say, I want them to understand why I can say what I say. See, it's like if you don't know where you're going because you ain't been, then you really can't pretty much tell anyone anything. Throughout life, a lot of pastors, a lot of you all don't know this, when they're on those pulpits and have those churches and them big temples and all these people following them, they really don't have testimonies, you guys. But through their testimony, do they stand high up on the pulpit? But they don't have testimonies. They use everybody else's. Y'all didn't know that, but that's how they do it. They use everybody else's struggles, everybody else's testimony. You see? So with me, I felt my life is beyond a testimony. My life can actually tell somebody something. So what the Father is even speaking to my spirit now, it was for you. But it's so badly I want to express why I can say what I say, because of my testimony, my experience in this walk, you see. And it's just like it's limited, I even, when I woke up, I went into a study, and that study gave me a whole different oh, I don't know where the papers are at. Oh, you guys, this study gave me a whole different topic to talk about. I mean, the topic is so powerful. And I say, but if I talk about this, then according for me to talk about this, I got to go back to my life. My life is what you call a living testimony, you guys, to make me be able to say what I could say for those that's living today and might be experiencing it. But the Father is sharing with me that just speak that which is in me and what he gives me. Take it or leave it. You don't have to go that route, even though I feel that I need to take the people there. But it's almost like the Father said, you can take them there without giving them your A to Z, and that's the reason why I know I can say something. I can say something. And this is why when you hear this sister talk about men, stand down, clowns. Let me tell y'all, if y'all knew my life, my testimonies, you will know she can say something. You see what I'm saying? I ain't talking about my brother, my father, my uncle, I'm talking about my own life. You can't even see it, but it's all wrapped around me, my testimonies. And I just wanted to just bring them out, but the Father's saying it's not necessary, because if they don't believe me, they ain't gonna believe your testimony. You see, if they can't feel me, Deborah, they ain't gonna feel your testimony. So it's just a lot of things that he keep telling me, because I've said to you all, I wanted to tell y'all my life so you could get a grip on why I'm who I am and why I speak the way that I speak and why I am entitled. I have been ordained, predestined, and 4 new for the position in which he has given me. So when I woke up at 3:14 a.m., I battled with that. I battled with the fact that you mean to tell me that they'll never see this? What has taken place to where they're not going to come to the, how would I say it, to the light or to the front of the line to see that they had it wrong? To me, I battled with that bad boy. 3:14 a.m. in the morning, and here he come. Now, Deborah, it is finished. I said, but yeah, they don't even know. He said, but what they know, they still don't believe. And I'm like, but it's too much for them not to know. But Deborah, even what they know, they still don't believe. I want you to understand, if they forsaken me, they have and they will forsaken you. You got to understand, anything that these people do, they have to do it to me before they do it to you. And they have forsaken me, so they would forsake you. And if you turn around and give your life story of you from your A to Z, do you really believe it's going to make a difference? That's what he wants me to understand. It's not going to make a difference, because if I, the Father, he that sits on the throne, haven't made a difference in their lives, don't think what you can say, your testimonies, your life experience, what I've taught you since you was 4, is going to manifest in these people. It's not going to work. My battle is still yet my battle. I'm hoping that I use what he has invested in me and upon me, which is called long suffering and endurance. Because this flesh is cutting up. Because you all have no idea, none whatsoever, the mission of the Father from the kingdom. None whatsoever. In how he had orchestrated everything in a certain way, and we have taken it totally out of his way and placed it our way, and we have lived our way and never saw his way. And we're walking around here like we got the way. Oh, we know the way. We have a light to walk in darkness. We have spirit and truth. No. This thing is deep. What I do not understand, how and why a creator. How and why a creator would allow it to not to be addressed in the order in which it was created. I won't understand that. And that might be something that he has to deal with me on. But I dealt with that bad boy. And I said, how could this be? How could it be? I said, it shouldn't be to the point where everybody's getting away. That's everything that you see. Even though majority of you all have really went blind to the reality of what is in the light. Okay, because it's better to see just the darkness than to see the light, because the light reveal things that one really don't want to see. Be honest with you. Oh, they don't want to see that. They don't want to hear about that. They don't want to know that exists. They don't want to go through that. They don't want to experience that. Oh no, that's just too much. I don't want to get involved in that. But it's deep. Now, I want to talk about what is taking place out here. There were 2 sons that 22 and 18, they just decided that they're going to kill their parents. These are melanated men. No just reason outside of they did not like how their father wasn't paying them any attention because they decide not to play football and do sports the way he wanted them to. So he ignored them, even when they were in the house throughout the rest of their lives. To me, I'm listening to this and I realize all the things that they were saying is not anything to take your mother and your father's life. They stabbed the father up. They thought he was dead. Mother ran into the room. They beat her real bad, but she got up and ran into the room, and I think they knocked her, bust her room door down, and they went after her in the closet, but she was talking to the police, and they got there just in time. They was trying to kill her. They had already beat her real bad. They had beat the father too, but both of them lived. But just imagine having to live with that. You really dead because you're trying to figure out when here go two children that we raised. We put both of them to college, one of them to college. The other one was supposed to be going to college. And you mean this is the best? And the older one was really the one that was after more so than the young one. He caused the young one to really feel that they done something to him. And then when they asked him, did they beat you? Did they molest you? No. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I sit back and I said, stuff like that is like, well, Father, if they knew, Deborah, my judgment is connected. See, I had no idea of that. I had no idea of all this chaos y'all see. Y'all's judgment is also connected to it. I had no idea. See, that's why I said we give Satan more power than anything. But we fail to realize we are in that day in which every prophet spoke of. We are in that day David spoke of, Solomon spoke of, Abraham spoke of, Moses. We are in that day. And it seems because of all the chaos, you have to realize that, wait a minute, Satan couldn't be over all of this because he don't have the power over life and death. So you have to go back to the drawing board and say, wait a minute, something wrong with this picture. And then the Father told me yesterday, it's connected to my judgment. I'm like, it is connected to my judgment. Because I'm like, all of this stuff that's going on, because what is also going on, people are numb to all the chaos that's actually taking place. So what happens next? The Father turns up the fire. You see? And as time keep going, he's going to turn it up even more. He's going to keep turning it to at your sight of your eyes of what you're going to see. It's going to be a battle in itself. When you go to Deuteronomy 28, it's in there 3 times at the end of Deuteronomy 28. It talks about, watch this here. This is what it says. Let me get there. Deuteronomy 28. And we're going to start with the one that's in, where is it at? Come on now. I guess I'm going to have, oh, here it is. Deuteronomy 28 and 34. Listen to this. So that thou shalt be mad, cuckoo clock, for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. See, they didn't tell y'all that, did they? See, a lot of you all thinking you're getting out of here and you ain't gonna see nothing. I give all glory and honor to the Father for allowing me to see what I see today. I'm seeing this, and in me, battle with the fact, what's wrong with everybody? They don't see it because they don't feel that thing. Here in Deuteronomy 28 and 34, so that thou shalt be mad. That means it's going to hit you here for the sight of what thy eyes which thou shalt see. Who is he talking to? Me. He ain't talking to you. He's talking to certain ones. Then he pulled up, same Deuteronomy 28 and verse 67. In the middle of 67, it says, for the fear of thy heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. Who you think he's talking to? You think he's talking to you? He ain't talking to you. Because he's talking to me. Because this is what I'm hooping and hollering about continually. Father, oh, they doing this, they doing this, they doing this. So he had to tell me yesterday, Deborah, it's connected to my judgment. Wow. See, I had no idea he was coming that route. But it makes sense. It makes sense. But I had no idea he was coming that route. See, we would think it's Satan and everything else. It is Satan taking part in it, but it is still following in the order of the Most High Yah and his judgment on the earth. Okay? So he's saying to somebody like me, you're going to feel this thing. You're going to go mad. You're going to feel this thing. At the sight of what you're going to see, Deborah. And that's what I've been telling y'all for the last year, about 2 years. I'm feeling this thing. And I can't, it's something in me that says all the time, why is it nobody talking? Why ain't nobody, why are they doing, nobody? It's just like people are numb to what is actually taking place. Now, what I mean is, it ain't nothing we can do about it. It ain't nothing we can do about it. But I thank the Father for letting me feel it the way he said it's going to happen. I give him honor and praise for that. Because that means that there will, as he turns up that fire, I'm not going to get burned. That fire going to actually not affect me because I'm going to see it as his work. Because I'm seeing it and I've been seeing it. You see, to where when he turned up his fire up on many others, oh, they're going to be acting like they're acting today. Because many of them don't see what's going on and they don't have anything in them to say or to speak on what is actually taking place. And what I'm speaking about, y'all, I'm speaking about those who run around and use these platforms as a form of trying to represent Yah. I'm speaking of them. You won't get none of them to experience or to feel this thing or to see it like Deuteronomy 28 says. You shall see these things at the sight of what you shall see. Who you think you're talking to? Come on now. Who are you talking to in this day and time? You wrote that way back in Torah. Well, who are you talking to today? I'm talking to you, Deborah. I'm talking to you. Because he know every time I see it, it's like I'm going cuckoo clock. You see? And that's what he said. That shall happen. But he's speaking of it a certain people. Because you're going to be recognizing his judgment. And that's why he told me it's a part of his judgment, what is going on. So you won't be out there, just seeing all this chaos. So I want to let you know it's connected to my judgment, Deborah. Okay. Now, what I've seen was a man with his girlfriend decided to not only rape her teenage child, but shoot her in the chest. And the mother decides to set her on fire. Now, what will be in the minds of people like that? And they said the boyfriend, first thing he admit that he raped her. He ain't had no problem telling them. And he shot her with a shotgun. And the mother set her on fire to hide the fact that he had raped her. She thought that would cover up the fact that the daughter had been raped. Okay? Now that was her mother. And that was her boyfriend. Then I seen the two sons, 22 and 18. What will possess you to try to kill mom and dad. Move out. Go somewhere. Live. Why do you have to stay under their roof and plan to take their lives? Why? Why would you even want to do something like that? What will possess you? You see what I'm saying? You got people right today supporting P. Diddy. P. Diddy. Now, the sad part is it's all about trying to gain fame, supporting him, trying to get recognized, thinking that he's going to come and Mark, his name is Marcus Rogers. He think P. Daddy going to come knock on his door and say, I need your help. Umar Johnson is thinking the same way. They looking at P. Daddy's dollar. They ain't looking at the fact of who this man is. See, a lot of people wants to use this, forgive him. He needs to be prayed for. Sit down, clowns. Y'all about to find something you didn't know today. Before I'm off this platform today, you're going to learn something about the Most High Yah you never knew. So all that cutting up from the floor up, let me tell you something. All that is vain and vax. You're going to learn something today. Everybody don't understand. Nobody seems to understand. Anybody that you are praying for and you want to forgive them for something, these people are those you should supposed to be asking forgiveness. They ask you forgiveness are in the body of Hamashiach. You don't go to the world wanting the world to forgive the world. Now, what this what this man been doing is for years. He is a part of the Satanism group. And for all these people to be putting on their platform, interviewing people and showing his video, for what? For what? Want me to tell you what they're doing? I know a lot of y'all don't know this. They're about to assassinate the person himself, because you're telling all of those that he's been working for, which is these elites, these heathen, anybody can bump him off and it'll be justified, clarified, and identified. Because they're standing back watching all of this stuff take place. And how everybody's putting him, and basically his own, not his own, but melanated people. His ex bodyguard, he's going to commit suicide. You see? So if anything happened to him, it ain't going to matter. And the elites, this will be their time. So he won't spill on them. You see how they messing this man up anyway. You see? He done messed himself up in all the wicked and evil he detached himself to. But this give them a reason to come in and do away with him. And no one would never know, or no one would ever search, no one would ever care, be concerned, or whatever, because of the information that Black people are putting on the internet regarding this evil person. They're also showing the Europeans and those who have him working on their behalf to do all this wicked. They say, we can get him now, y'all. We can do anything we want. We got to get him quiet. Right now, not his own, but Black people are online saying all kind of things. Or he gonna commit suicide. Or he's having a hard time. Or we should pray for him. You should stay out of his trash. He formed the trash of wicked and evil. Let him sit in it alone. Leave him alone. But you got to keep your mouth off of him and stay off these platforms, because you're not making it better and you're not making it, you're making it better for the Europeans that's going to come along and make sure that he don't open his mouth. And you're setting them up real good so that they can do just that. Let them play with each other. You see, stay out of him committing suicide. If he's going to commit suicide, so what? He needs prayer. Pray for you. Let him pray for himself. This lifestyle in which he was living, this does not require your prayer. In case y'all didn't know that. I know most of you don't know nothing about that, but that's not how it works. Your prayer is not going to deliver this man. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even think his own prayer can deliver him. To be honest. And if you think for 1 minute that if you're thinking that Yah is out here in this day and time when he's telling this prophet, look, I'm not gonna be in that. It's over. It's finished. So why should he come to Beyonce, Jay-Z, and P. Daddy? Why should he have to bow down to them to get them right? Come on now, y'all. And they didn't live 30 and 40 years in all this Satanism with these elites. And then, but y'all gonna just deliver them and say, oh, now you get the kingdom. Come on now, y'all. Make it make sense. You can't. You can't make it make sense. Okay. So I sit back and I think, Umar Johnson and Marcus Rogers, all they want is the man money. That's all they want. And that's what several others, and it's another female, I think they said Kelly, whatever. They just want to be able to say something and hope that he can touch base and they can end up communing with him, especially Marsha, what's his name? Marcus Rogers. He's good for that. He's good for that. Okay. Now, another thing happened was a UPS driver. A UPS driver died. He said from 10 to 14 times was he shot. Guess by who? Childhood friend. And also it's his co-worker. They worked together and they've been childhood friends. Why would you do that? You see, y'all been knowing each other that long. And I think the man is like 50 years old. But I'm just showing you, do y'all not see what is taking place? This is not the norm, y'all. Something is taking place. And like the Father says, my judgment is detached to it. You know, and I thank him for that, because that make me realize that, Satan ain't out here roaming to and fro, ruling all and doing all this. See, something else is on the scene. Okay. Now, another thing, the UPS guy, why would the co-worker shoot him? It's his co-worker and it's his childhood friend. Why? Why? Why would you do that? A lot of babies are being born are also being abused around about now. And that's confusing. The babies coming into the world being abused, y'all. That ain't strange to y'all? Y'all don't see that happening? That don't make you feel a certain way? It don't make you wonder? See, this is what it bothers me, that it seems like the world is numb. But see, I said to the Father, wait till they pull up in their front, the front of their house. Then they gonna think seconds. And it's this other European woman. She killed her 4-year-old son. Why? She ain't got nothing else to do. This is stuff is happening within this week, y'all. It was more than that last week. But before this week is out, it's going to be just as many. All these things are happening. And it's detached to death. And we know who has the keys or who has the power over life and death. So he has to have a role in this. Because no one can just take someone's life without Yah releasing that life. You see? So it's a lot of things taking place. Now, what I want to get to is this. You all don't and have not been told the truth. The truth about the remnant. A remnant is the residue, the remainder. It is the survivor. It is what you call the rest. Those that have escaped. Those that are what? Left. Do you really believe the remnant is defined as all or the whole Israel or all of Israel? When you hear the word remnant, is it all of Israel or the whole Israel, or is it the way it is defined in Hebrew, Greek, and English? A residue, remain, a survivors, the ones that have escaped, the rest, the left. What is actually taking place is the kingdom of heaven before the foundation of the world did something very powerful to where 99.10 billion today still don't understand what the kingdom did. Because what we did is we thought the kingdom was here on the earth. And people still think like that. They think heavens has to bow down to the earth. Heavens has to do it the way we on the earth sees it, not the way heaven orchestrated it from the beginning. So what happens is he has a small remnant that is written in the Lamb book of life. Okay? The small remnant is all he's coming for. It is the spiritual Israel. It is detached to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is detached to the 12 tribes, but it is a small remnant. A small remnant don't mean the whole house of Israel. It don't mean all of Israel. Matter of fact, it means the opposite. And I know many have told you they have read. It's the whole house of Israel. All of Israel shall be saved. All of Israel shall not be saved. So I say unto you, those that are in the United Snakes and on the four corners, scattered, does not mean that you are the small remnant. The small remnant are those that he foreknew. He foreknew them. When? Before the foundation of the world. They were placed under Yeshua HaMashiach. Why? The lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. And this is where they were placed under, which is called the Lamb Book of Life. Why? Because the lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. You see, the world don't run nothing. Yah does. We want to make everything the way we want to make it and see it and believe it and understand it on the earth, and can think it can go to control the kingdom. No, baby, you've been up and you've been down. You all over the place. Now, the small remnant speaks of a small amount. Who is he speaking of? Israel. But it's just a small amount. That small amount is also written in the Lamb Book of Life. So let's go. Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. The remnant of her seed. which kept the commandments of Yah and have the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach. How did they gain the testimony? Before the foundation of the world. It says, they have the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach. How did they get it? Before the foundation of the world, the Lamb was slaughtered. They were already written in the Lamb book of life. This is the small remnant. Okay, so here you see the dragon was wrought, which is a wrath in a sense, but wrought with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Where have you heard that seed before? Remember Genesis chapter 3 and 15. Let's go. Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. We're going to see who that seed is so you can understand the remnant is not who you say it is. It's who Yah already assigned it to be. Okay. So Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15 reads, and I will put intimacy between. Intimacy between is hate. Yah is putting hate between the woman and between the serpent. Between the serpent seed and the woman seed. Isn't that the same thing here? Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. And the dragon was wrought with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. So what is that saying? Genesis 3 and 15. He's going to put intimacy between the woman seed and the serpent seed. That's the word hate, intimacy. That's hate. He's going to put, she's going to hate that wicked and evil, and the wicked and the evil going to hate her spiritual righteous. You see? Who is this woman? Yah is his spirit. It is his spiritual seeds, all of his seeds that comes to do the mission from his kingdom, or the spiritual seeds of the woman. Same thing in Revelation. And the dragon was wrought with the woman and went to make war with her remnant of her what? Seed. So he's making war with the spiritual seed. And the spiritual seed is called what? The remnant. Ooh-wee. And this is what they did not know. So when they saw David and Abraham, Isaac and Jacob and Moses and Solomon, when they saw these men pull up, they saw them in the flesh. They mastered them in the flesh. They had no idea in the spirit that they were the spiritual seed. So you cannot do what Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did. Why? Because they were the spiritual seed. They are connected to the small remnant. But what the men do today, they take on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, David, Solomon, and all these men in polygamy, and all these men that done certain things, they take on their characteristic in the what? The flesh. But bro, did you know them in the spirit? No, I don't know them in the spirit. I'm mimicking them in the flesh. Y'all never created no vessel for us to mimic outside of Yeshua HaMashiach. He didn't intend for us to mimic Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Moses, and David, and Solomon. We weren't supposed to look at what they did in the flesh and say, oh, they did it, so we can do it. That was the flesh. How about trying to get to know who they were in the spirit? How about mimicking that? Oh, they didn't want that. Even to today. These men don't want nothing to do with Jacob in the spirit. These men don't want to have nothing to do with Isaac and Abraham in the spirit. Solomon, part of Solomon in the spirit. David in the spirit. They don't want to have nothing to do with the spiritual realm of who they were. They want only to connect with the flesh realm of who they were so that they can get their flesh pleasured the way these men they saw and they felt was righteous because these men were men of Yah. No, you messed up, bro. These were the seeds of the woman. These are the spiritual seeds. So you can't mimic them in the flesh. You can only try to get to know who they are in the spirit. That's the whole purpose of Yah having them as servants, allowing their name to be in the instructions and direction book, that we could see Yah in them. But what did we do? We saw their flesh. I'm going to show you another example. Naomi and Ruth. I was so confused with that story. I said, wait a minute, it's something in this story. It ain't got nothing to do with these women. And the Spirit of the Most High taught me it. He said, Deborah, I'm trying to get to Bozak. I'm trying to get to Bozak. But I used the women to get to him. To bring, what was the Father trying to do? Bridge the gap of the Spirit back up. He was trying to bridge, he was bridging the gap. Bozak was also one of the spiritual seeds. But you read that story and you get so embedded in Naomi and Ruth to where you can't see the spiritual mission in it. You get so embedded with King David and Solomon, all of what he had, money and wealth, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You get so embedded in their flesh to where you fail to not understand their mission in the spirit. And that's where many people are messed up from the floor. And it's okay. You ain't going nowhere, no way. That's why they did not step over in the realm to mimic the only one we were to walk like, and that was Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. He came to show us how we can walk closer to the bosom of the Father. We said, no, we don't want that. The men said, oh, no, he didn't have no wives. He didn't have this and he didn't have that. I want to do what Solomon, Abraham, I want what they had. See, they wanted the flesh realm of who these men were. And they never understood the spiritual realm. And that's where their mindset is today. Still detached to the flesh way of doing any and everything. So the small remnant is those that have been foreknew before the foundation of the world. Now watch this here. And as you see in Revelation chapter 12, verse 17, you see here, it says, and the dragon come to make war with the remnant of her seed. Oh, praise the Most High Yah. See, that remnant is what the dragon was making war with, which kept the commandments of Yah and have the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach. And then you got to Genesis, and it shows you the woman's seed is the spiritual seed. He tells Satan in the garden, you're going to have your seed, and I'm going to have my seed. His seed is the spiritual seed of the woman. And it's not talking about female, okay? It's a spiritual seed. That's how Yah speak it in a sense of a her, but it's a spiritual seed, okay? And this spiritual seed is already predestined, ordained, and foreknew, okay, for the kingdom. You see? So here you go into Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1 and 2. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. And upon her head was a crown of 12 stars. Now, this small remnant that you see in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17 and Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1 is speaking of the small remnant in the tribe, not the tribe, in the house of Israel, the 12 tribes. When we say the 12 tribes, y'all, that don't mean the whole house of Israel or all of Israel. No, it's only speaking of a small remnant. You know what's else powerful? Look at all these people feeling that he's coming to get them, take them to the promised land. Look at all these people getting ready in their mental state of mind. We're all going. Now, they don't care about what's going on, what's taking place, if their house is in order, if they have the ruach, if they are the seed of the woman. They don't care about none of that. They just want, they feel not obligated. They feel like they are entitled to enter into the promised land. All because Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They really believe they're entitled. Do they understand not? It's so many that would say that they are entitled too, because they're Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But what Israel don't understand, you're not entitled because you're Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are only entitled to the land in which he did give you. Josh took you there and gave you the promised land, and you messed up from the floor. This time, he's only coming for the small remnant. He ain't coming for you. And many of you all are preparing yourself to be ready in the wrong way. That's why I said get your house in order, so you can know for sure, wait a minute, am I included or excluded? Because Babylon coming down, and you're going to go down with it and everyone on the four corners. You're not going to be able to sit in this country and do everything this country doing that's wicked and evil. He said, come out, or else you're going to receive her what? Plagues. Do you see he didn't even expound on it that you come out of her? He just come out of her so that you won't receive her plague. Bam, leave it there. He just left it right there. Why? Because he knew you're not going to come out. He knows you're not going to come out. Okay? And he's talking about coming out of their ways. Their wicked and evil. Their abomination. And what is it that's going on with Babylon that he hates? Their merchant and how they have killed, steal, and destroy to get what they have. And many people are like that, y'all. They think they have because they are all this and that. A lot of the Gentiles don't even understand. You got because of your fathers and your father's fathers. You slave and others to do work free so that y'all can make money. And here you are in the inheritance of it. But you're going to also pay the inherited judgment as well. See, that's something they don't understand. But it's like I was saying to him at 3:14 this morning, how are these people still living and getting away with all this stuff? It's just like they just having a good time. That's what it seemed like to me. I'm a prophet in the wilderness, and let me tell you what I'm looking at. It's like everybody is having a good time in this day and time. It's just like everything, ain't nothing wrong, ain't nothing going on, and everybody. And I'm sitting here seeing this in the spirit realm, trying to figure out. Well, wait a minute. Do they not know this is happening? Do they understand this? Do they know this gonna happen? Do they know? No, they're not. It ain't meant for them to know. They'll know when they get there, when they get here. Okay. So here in Revelation chapter 12, it talks about the crown on her head is the 12 stars. Okay, which represents the 12 tribes. Just because it said 12 tribes don't mean that's the whole house of Israel and the whole tribe of Judah. No, it still consists of a small remnant. Okay, just because it's got 12 gates in the kingdom with the 12 tribe names on it does not mean it's the whole house of Israel and the whole tribe of Judah. You all don't see what your people are out here doing. You don't see how they conducting themselves. You don't see the hate. You talking about the heathens, the Gentiles, and the European. They got a high level of perpetual hate. But you know what? You's a lie from the pit of hell if you think that they only have that. You do too. You do too. Judah, you got a high level of perpetual hate, starting with your women. This is why it's so bad out here. The hate is what it is. And I thank the Father in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. He didn't put it that intimacy based on the house of Israel. He did not put it based on the tribe of Judah. He did not put it based on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He did not put it based on David or Moses or Solomon. He did not put it based on Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Isaiah. He put it based on the kingdom that already prepared the books for the lake of hell and the book of life before the foundation of the world. So when he's telling Satan that you're going to have your seed, and my seed, it's going to have hate between each other. And this is why you see hate at the level of what hate has moved to, the highest level. We run and we say that we as a people are not hateful people. Yes, you are. You just hate against your own. That's the difference. You lick the bottom of their feet and you don't have to, because that's not where we're at, but you do it against your own. You see? So the hate is no different if they hate us with a perpetual hate, but if we hate each other with a perpetual hate, what's the difference? How you going to measure that? How you going to make one right and one wrong? You ain't going to be able to do it. It's all considered the hate that's in and founded in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. He didn't put a race on it. He didn't put a nationality on it. He didn't put a tribe on it. He didn't put the Israel on it. He didn't put Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on it. He just let to say no. Okay, I'm going to let you pull up with your seed, and mine's going to pull up with mine. That means he that is born of the flesh, it's a serpent seed. He that is born of the spirit is the spiritual seed. You see? So it's all this other stuff that everybody is clowning about, trying to make themselves look right, feel right, be right, upright, down right. That's on you. Keep playing, chasing your tail around in a circle. You just keep that up. You're going to see how far you get with it. Then in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 2, it says, and she being with child, cried in travail, in birth, and pain to be delivered. So the small remnant are the ones that have went through travail and pain on this earth. That's the small remnant. They done went through some things. They are the small remnant that is founded, and that foreknew, Yah foreknew, and they are written in the Lamb book of life. That's who they are. That's why he don't have no problem with bringing them out. Woo-wee! Y'all don't have no problem with bringing them out, taking them to what? The Mount Zion. Why? Because they already, Deborah, belong to me. You see? That's what you all don't know. You see? You keep putting yourself there instead of finding out, wait a minute, where do I really stand with this creator? See, and this is why he don't have no problem coming to get a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people. Why? Because when Yeshua come down, he came to come down to redeem that remnant back to the bosom of the Father. See, y'all missed it. Y'all want to make Yeshua down here for everything that he is not. He came and showed us, when he came down, he showed us how to respect the Most High Yah, how to honor him, how to glorify him, how to walk in his presence, how to talk in his presence, how to pray to the Father. He taught us all of that, and now one of these brothers will teach y'all anything of the footsteps of Yeshua. They busy chasing Solomon, David, and Moses, and not Moses, Abraham and Jacob, polygamy, having many wives. You see what I'm saying? See how messed up they gone. They ain't teaching nobody nothing, talking about they awakening. You ain't awakened to nothing. So what happens? People don't understand, the small remnant is also when Yeshua, Matthew 25, when Yeshua collected on the four corners, and he separate the goats with the ass from the sheep. See, when you called in the fold of Yah, you are singular. We are considered as one. So what happened in the kingdom is when he set it up, everything up from the floor up, even the lamb that was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. And then in the book of the lamb, he put all of his remnant in there. He listed them in there. But when they got down here, what do you mean down here, Deborah? When they got down here to the earth, who else was down here? He that had been brought here to what? Deceive the whole world. Did he receive the small remnant? Yes, he did. He deceived the whole remnant as well. That's why it was time for the Lamb to come down, to come and redeem the remnant that got off course with he that come to deceive the world. Now, Yeshua HaMashiach, see, y'all didn't get it. You didn't get it. When Yeshua HaMashiach came down, he had to die the blood sacrifice for all man's sin. But he was not redeeming all men. He come down as a mission. That's why he told them, get out of my way. I'm not here about the prophets, nor changing the law and the commandments. I'm here to fulfill what? My Father's will. I'm looking for those. I'm here to walk and show the people how to walk in honor, in respect, in praise, teaching you how to say the prayer to the Father. The miracles and signs are the Father. That's what he kept saying. Showing us who the Father was. Then he turned around and said what he meant when he said it is finished. He said, I have redeemed yours back to your bosom. Now, see, people running around here thinking he hung on the cross for your sin. Yes, he hung on the cross for that blood was for the cross, for all man's sin. But redemption and redeeming was for those who got off the path. He redeemed them back to the bosom of the Most High God, because they are what? Written in the Lamb book of life. That's that small remnant y'all don't know nothing about. It's including he lets you know. I always say to the Father, I say, I see you got a ram in the bush, because he always got a plan on top of a plan. He always. So the small remnant is why he keeps saying to us that I'm just coming for the small remnant. That's all I'm coming for. That's why he don't have no problem taking them to the promised land. In Ezekiel, he told you how he's going to clean them up. He's going to wipe all the way they filth. He's going to clean them up. Sprinkle clean water on them. Give them a new heart. Matter of fact, he gave them 2 hearts. Give them a new spirit, a heart of the spirit and a heart of the flesh. Put a new name in them. Put his name in them. He's going to do all of that. Why? Why would he do that? Why would he come and how would I say it? Bring his out from captivity on the 4 corners. Why would he do that? And clean them up, not on their way there, but when they get into the promised land, when they get to holy, is when he's going to clean them up. Why would he do that? Because they are mine. That's why. That's my remnant. They are already written, Deborah. They are already written in the Lamb Book of Life. That's who I'm coming for. So what you didn't do, and what y'all did not understand, when Josh took the children of Israel to the promised land as what? What he promised Abraham. That he would give his seed the land. You see? And out of his seed, y'all took his remnant. He took out his remnant out of the house of Israel. You see? So where you won't get them teaching and preaching is that first thing they say, well, he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Baby, he fulfilled that promise. Josh pulled them in, those kids, and they was adult too. They was adult, children, they gotten older, but Josh brought them to the promised land. Why you don't hear nobody preaching and teaching that? They over here talking about giants, aliens, you see, spaceship. Why ain't nobody ever taught the people that, wait a minute, y'all, did not he fulfill what he told Abraham, that they were going to get the land? See, that's what people didn't understand. There was two fulfillments. One was for the spirit of Israel, and one was for the land. You see, so what did Josh do? Josh took them over there to the promised land, flowing with milk and honey. They all had their own separate land. They all was together. They had everything flowing with milk and honey, and Yah was in the midst. And they did all that trash, and not one man would come to this devil platform and teach that thing in the proper order of righteous. What we should have done is own that thing, y'all. We should have always owned that thing. But instead, we want to lie about it. Owning that thing would say, okay, you're right. He did do what he told Abraham he was going to do, as far as giving his seed the land. Did not he do that? Yes. He did it. But we didn't see it. We didn't approve of it. We didn't like it. We didn't want to teach it. We didn't want to preach it. We didn't want to tell righteous the truth, that he did fulfill that. He took the children over to the promised land and gave them the land. They went over there and polluted the land, shed blood, abomination, brought all the other gods. They the one did all of that. But we cannot say that the Father did not fulfill what he told Abraham. Now, y'all want me to tell you now, it's his time. Now he finna to fulfill the spiritual Israel going to the Holy Land. You see? See, what y'all didn't understand, you looked at him in a way that, and this is how these people think. They're thinking that, oh, he owed this to us. We entitled to the promised land. Oh, he's taking us because we are the children. We are the children of the Most High Yah. We are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are the true Jews. Baby, you the true food and don't know it. You are the true food and don't know it. Because what you failed to realize, Ezekiel chapter 36, he shot straight into Ezekiel, telling him what all Judah and Israel did when they got the promised land. See, nobody talks about that. Everybody refused to talk about that. No, everybody refused to talk about that because they don't want you to think that the way that they were there are the way that they are here. Because the truth be told, when the father stepped into Ezekiel and he told him what they were doing, and he said, I'm going to separate them and scatter them in the land that has their same ways. So when they come from the promised land and all that wicked and evil and stuff they were doing, he's dispersing them and scattering them amongst other people who does and feel the same way they were doing and what they were feeling. So this is why they got dispersed in this country, because you needed to be over here. Y'all wanted you over here so your tail can get kicked in. So it was a lesson for us to learn. But what we do, we still walking around here trying to blame him for something we don't want to teach and preach in the righteous will of the Father. We still want to lie on him. He fulfilled what he told Abraham. He gave them the land. Josh and others took them to the land. It's just they got over there killing one another. They got over there abomination and whoring and doing all these things that they're doing right here in the land of their captive. That's why he said he scattered them in the land that was like unto who they were. So You over here because this is who you are. You should have looked at yourself in the mirror when you got over here. You should have looked at yourself in the mirror because when you saw them, you saw yourself. Go to Ezekiel 36 and he break it down, telling you that I dispersed them according to their doings and their ways to the land that is like unto them. So he knew what he was doing when he did it. So when we run around here trying to make it, or when we're entitled, we are entitled to be going to the promised land because we Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You got these people that's totally gone, but Deuteronomy said they're gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone. Deuteronomy end game, he said they're gonna be gone. They're out here trying to make it look like we're the true Jews and we're the true Israelites. We are the children of the Most High Yah and this and that and that and that. But they don't even understand, baby. This one that's coming out of this land on these four corners are the small remnant that was foreknew before the foundation of the world. And they coming out of Israel. But it's a small remnant. And I tell y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, if I get left, I get left. I'm not going to cross my father out in what he does. He know what he doing. He know what he did. It ain't for me to say that I can override his right hand. He's doing what he know he does. Because I look at it with me, I ain't got no sense, and I know I don't. Because I got a problem with 400 years and you still don't know who you are. You still don't know your A to Z. You don't even know A to B. You still stuck on A, trying to make everybody think that you done moved to B. And you still over here on A. You ain't gone nowhere. You the same people, the same way. Stiff-necked rebellion, disobedient, whoremongering, abomination. All this other stuff that you were, your forefathers were, you still are. And you thinking he's coming to get you. What sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense. These men are teaching these men they're going to have 7 women to each man when they get to the promised land. See how they degrade everything? They don't even understand. In Isaiah, when it says 7 women to 1 man, it's because Isaiah 3:25, he have explained it to this prophet, Deborah, they're going to die. They're going to die by the sword. And they mighty men, the one think they bad and tough, all they guns, they're going to die in the war. Drop down. Now we're in 4. 7 women to 1 man. You know what those 7 women represent? Women, you're not going to die. They are. That's what that's saying. And you know what else it's saying? The women are not saying that they want the man's name. They want him to be their wife. They want to marry this man. They want this man. No. These women just went through an ordeal in Isaiah chapter 3:25. What was that? They were crying. Their head, their scalp was burning. They were in sackcloth. They were being purged by the Most High Yah. And the Most High Yah pulled up right in the midst of them. And he allowed their men to be killed. And their mighty men die by the sword. What you mean they've been killed, Deborah? Their sons, their uncles, their fathers, their grandfathers, their husbands, their boyfriend, their everything that has to do with male. Yah takes them out. So you see why the women, when they finally seen 1 man living, they knew when they looked at him, he was called already, said the Most High Yah, holy. And he said, daughters, I have purged you by the fire. And now you too are holy. See, they was talking about a man in the flesh. They were saying they want to be called by that name, holy. Wake up, people. When you step on that promised land, holy is Mount Zion. They wanted to be called by that name. Once they saw that 1 man They knew that that man survived by Yah, and he was holy. They said, let us be called by that name that would take away our recompense, meaning can't no flesh of a man take nothing from recompense or your anything away, only the Father. They was talking about the word holy. They wanted the name holy, and the Father began to tell the women, the daughters, he said, let me tell you, I have purged you. That's your punishment. I have purged you by fire and by burning. And now you are holy. Holy is the name. Holy is the name that these women were founded under. So all these men telling these men, this means 7 women to 1 man. No, baby. Y'all dead. That one man that these women saw, he had the word holy in the spirit realm on him, and they wanted what he had. And the Father told them, I have purged you with the burning and with fire. And now, daughters, you are holy. It's someone sit down with all that trash y'all teaching. Y'all been teaching that mess for a long time. And these people going around here clowning underneath it. So let's go to Galatians. Let me see, I got the time. Let's go to Galatians chapter 4 and verse 19. Galatians chapter 4. And verse 19 through 23. Galatians chapter 19, 4. No, Galatians chapter 4, verse 19 through 23. My little children, of whom I travailed in birth again unto Christ, be formed in you. You see that? Travail is that remnant that went through so much, because they are the remnant. Do you all know, even in this day and time, there's going to be a lot of them that's going to lose their life because of Yah's namesake? You see? And he already warned us of that. Okay? So here in Galatians chapter 4, in verse 19, it reads, my little children, of whom I travail in birth, again, until Christ be formed in you. I desire to be present with you now, and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt of you. Verse 21. Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law? Verse 22. For it is written, you see that? It is written, and that means heaven's already got it written in. See, people don't understand when he said it is written, it's letting you know to don't get caught up in this world thinking that what these people say is what it is. When you see it says it is written, remember Yeshua was telling Satan on the mountain when he was tempting him. Let's put it like that. It is written. Every time Satan did something, he said, it is written. It is written. He was telling them heaven's already got everything orchestrated. What are you trying to do? When here it is said in verse 22, Galatians chapter 4, verse 22, for it is written that Abraham had 2 sons, the one by the bondsmaid and the other by the free woman. So you're dealing with Abraham. It is written that Abraham had 1 son by the bondsmaid and the other one by the free woman. Verse 23. But he who was born of the bondswoman was born after the flesh. After the flesh. Now watch this. Pay attention, y'all. Watch this. But he of the free woman was by the promise. You see that? You see what it says? Now I'm going to read that again, and I know it's going over your head. Listen to what it says. Galatians chapter 4, verse 23. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he of the free woman was born after the what? The promise. They were after the free woman was born by the promise. You notice when it says he that is born of the flesh is flesh, he that is born of the spirit is spirit. You notice they're not saying it here. It's trying to get Israel to know, just because you are born of the free woman does not mean you are you are born of the spirit. You see, you're just born of the promise of the free woman that was given. Let me read it like it says. But he of the free woman was by the promise. We have lied on the Father, and we have placed ourselves as Israelites, as the true Jews, or we the people, a place that Yah did not place us. And because we have placed ourselves there and have deceived the mass of people to believe that we are all that in some, what did it do to us? It made us turn our back away from he that's on the throne and focus on us being all that. Just like every character in Yah instructions and direction book, we were to see Yah in them, but we didn't see it. We saw them in themselves. And that's what they talk about. They want to tell you about David. They want to tell you about Moses. They want to tell you about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They want to tell you, well, wait a minute, hold up. Why ain't you telling about who Yah was in them? Why ain't nobody teaching that? Why ain't nobody preaching that? Because nobody want to go on that realm. Because they want to live the life. And right here, I like this because it's not saying that the free woman was by the spirit. It's just by the promise. I told you all, the promise was the land. Yah promised Abraham to give them the land, not give them salvation, not give them the kingdom. Yah had already handpicked his small remnant out of Israel. While we running around here doing all this crime, got the highest level of hate among our own tribe, Judah. We got the highest level of hate. You don't see nobody else's race hating like we hating among our own. But we said, we the people, we the children, we the Jews, we the all of that. But yet, we bring disgrace to the throne. And this is why he got to bring his small remnant over to the promised land. Because he said, and then shall they know. Just imagine that he that's on the throne is going to have to work a miracle to get the heathens and the Gentiles and all nations to convert out of what they thought at first about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's Yah. Because we, as the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, did not uphold his holy name. Instead, we did the opposite. We got amongst them and profaned and disrespected his name and dishonored him. Even polluted the promised land. You see? So therefore, here I like that because normally you will see where it says, one that's born of the flesh is of the flesh. He that is born of the spirit is of the spirit. He's not telling because you are born from Abraham to and the free woman brought forth Isaac, and Isaac brought forth Jacob, that you in the kingdom. No, he never promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that you were the kingdom. He said that you were the one that inherit the land. That's the promise. The promise was that you inherit the land. But let me tell you, you didn't know. He always have a ram in the bush. And the ram that was in the bush, that he had his promise of his spiritual Israel pulling in through the promised land. How you like him now? You see? See, he always have a ram in the bush. We're running around here thinking he owed us something, that we are entitled. Baby, you got what you was entitled to. Josh brought the Israel to the promised land, just as he promised Abraham. But when it comes down to the spiritual Israel, that Israel is the only one that's going to be named holy in Mount Zion. It's that small remnant. The small remnant. And everybody run around here and read Revelation, especially a lot of these people who want you to think they know what they talking about. But you can't get in this book and read it in the natural. You got to pull up with the spirit of who Yah is, so that he can give you the understanding. Because what I just read in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17, that woman that takes the remnant. Wait a minute. She ain't taking the whole house of Israel, Deborah? She ain't taking Judah in the whole house? No. She only had the small remnant to deal with. We made it the whole house. And you stand around and watch what the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah is doing on this earth. The whole house of Israel don't have nothing to do with Judah. Judah don't have nothing to do with the whole house of Israel. But Yah got a small remnant that he's pulling out of Israel. And that's the people who's going to the spiritual promise. Because he already fulfilled the promise to Abraham. We messed that up. Stop lying on him. Stop trying to make this world think you entitled. All you entitled to is a tail whooping. And you should have got more than what you've gotten while you was over here. Because you were supposed to learn something in the 400 years. But don't think he didn't know you wasn't going to learn nothing. He still kept his small remnant. And I give him praise and honor and glory for him having his own spiritual remnant that he's taking up out of here. Now, you're going to find that out. So when you get to Isaiah chapter 10, see, they got y'all bent all up and bent down thinking y'all getting up out of here. You better have yourself right in the spirit. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. Isaiah in chapter 10 and verse 20. See, what they don't understand, the mystery, let me tell y'all something. Revelation chapter 10 said the mystery is given to the prophets. So all these horse-mouthed men out here that call themselves bishops, pastors, evangelists, priests, Levites, apostles, I said pastors, watchmen, seers, they can't tell your tales nothing. Because he already said it's finished. And anything you're going to get it from the prophet, my servants, the prophet. That's the only one going to give you the mystery. They don't care about that. That's okay. He got his ram in the bush. He already know what he's taking. That's his small remnant. So when you get to Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smart them." That means the four corners where they got you and they beat you and so on. Okay? "But shall stay upon Yah, the Holy One of Israel, in truth." Now watch this. Just hold up. 21. We in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 21. "The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, until the mighty Yah." The remnant. It doesn't say whole house of Israel. It doesn't say all of Israel. All of Israel cannot go onto this land because they are not the remnant. He handpicked the remnant. Verse 22. For though the people of Israel, now listen to this. This is what's really This just shows you they have not awakened to nothing. Watch this here. Verse 22. For though the people of Israel be as the sand of the sea. Did not he tell Abraham that? The people of Israel was like unto the sand of the sea. That's a lot of people, don't y'all think? Hear what it's being said. Yeah, I mean, hold up. Oh, that's not it. Yet a small remnant of them shall return. See, he's telling you right there. It's only a small remnant shall return, and consumption decreed shall overflow with righteous. Praise the mighty Yah. He's still saying, okay, Israel, you're like this. You was once considered the sand of the sea, but yet only a remnant. I'm getting up out of here. See, y'all running around here thinking everybody gonna get up out of here. That's why ain't nobody concerned about getting they house in order. That's why nobody don't care about the true repentance that comes with remorse down deep in you. You know, nobody don't care about that. That's why nobody don't care about of anything, because they thinking they all gonna get on the flight to the promised land, because that's how they teaching everybody. They're teaching everybody that everybody is going, and no, you're not. And I'm a living witness that you're not going to go. I might not go. So I'm telling you, everybody is not going to go. He do what he does best. He's about what he's saying. He say what he's about. He said it's a small remnant. I know you'd like the sand of the sea, but my remnant is the only one going. What part of that y'all don't get? This is what's dangerous to me. To be in the land of your captives 400 and some odd years is still worse than you were before you even got over here. So now we go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 6. Ezekiel is saying something in chapter 6. Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 8. What is he saying? Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 8. What is he saying? In verse 8. Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered throughout the countries. Okay. And they, verse 9, and they, wait a minute, is that right? Yeah. And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whether they shall be carried captives, because I am broken with their heart, that their harsh heart, which has departed from me, and with their eyes, which go hoarding after their idols, and they shall be loth themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abomination. I told y'all, that's what they doing over here. They doing a lot of abomination and whoring. They doing a lot of that over in this land, Judah and Israel, especially Judah. They doing a lot of things, abomination, and the tribe, the women and the men is supporting the mess. But yet you say he coming to get you, to take you to a holy. Wait a minute. You the one, you the people, you the this, you the that. What is it you don't see that your people are doing? Your people have not even came out of her. What are you talking about? Your people are so rooted in her rectum, they don't even know their way out. So what are you saying? He's not coming for the whole house and all of Israel. Now listen to what he's saying here. Whoring after their idols, and they shall lock themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abomination. Let me see, what's the next one? Verse 10. And they shall know that I am Yah, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them. Verse 11. Thus said Ahiah, smite thee thy hand. Wait a minute. Smite with thy hand and stamp with thy feet and say, as list for all the evil and abomination of the house of Israel, for they shall fall by the sword, by famine, and by pestilence. Verse 12. Oh, wow. He that is far off shall die of pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword, and he that remaineth and is besieged shall die by the famine. Thus will I accomplish my fears upon them. Now, what you're seeing right here is exactly what is going to happen in this day and time. He said there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, but don't be worried about that. Y'all don't even understand that Judah has no idea why he's killing his brethren and killing his mother and his father, and he killing his wives and his women, and payback is big time. It's in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. Nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. A lot of people want to talk about the Civil War. Before you get to that Civil War, you're going to see the racial war on this earth, in this country. You got to see it. I already feel it. Everywhere I go now, I can feel it. I don't have to, and I told y'all I can go anywhere. And I can go anywhere. But now, it ain't like that no more, y'all. It ain't like that. In the last year, my spirit can detach that it ain't like it used to be. That leads me to see that Matthew 24 and verse 7, nation against nation mean people against people, you guys. He said, don't be worried about wars and rumors of wars. He said, that's not it. He said, but when nation against nation, that means people against people. You got to understand the racial war is before you. All these black people are on this, or these melanated people are on this YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these other platforms talking stupid as stupid can stupid. And these white people are on here speaking the opposite. Preparing. They so prepared, guess what? I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I see. They so prepared, they didn't stop preparing. Father, y'all, help. Help, Father, y'all. They are so prepared until they have already stopped preparing. They ready for your tail. You want to run around here and want to be Big Daddy King? Okay, you're going to get an opportunity. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25 let you know you're going to go down. He was speaking of the men. And you know what else? Listen to this. Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 8. Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword. You don't get it, do you? Y'all don't get it. Among the nations, when ye shall be scattered throughout the countries. This is going to repeat itself, y'all. This is going to repeat itself. Identical to this. It's in Isaiah. For when y'all come get his. Before that time. It's in Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Y'all looking for a civil war. These people know that when anything go down, use a fool, and use a fool if you think you're going to be on this land fighting a civil war. Hiding the rest behind, you're going to fight a civil war and they already got it set up on the floor up to be up out of here. You can't fight no civil war on this land. So it's got to go to the second one. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. That's what's going to be going on in this land of the United States. Civil war is out of the question. There ain't going to be no civil war. They done set up everything from the floor up on y'all tails. They don't even need to have a civil war. They're going to be up out of here. You ain't even be able to do nothing to any of them. They have set it up from the floor up so that the racial riots and wars would take place. That's why they brought all those migrants in. I just found out today they said they got 50,000 from China that have moved into the United States lately. Y'all, they are fulfilling Revelation 18. These people are coming here to war within. So while you running around here talking about we the people, we the true Jews, we the children of the Most, you better make sure your house is in order. While you trying to convince every nationality that you are the people, you better know that you are a people. You better know that you better find out if you the remnant to run around here talking about we the people. Who gives a rat's behind about the people if they spirit it's not founded as the remnant? Not fine. You ain't trying to say we are the righteous, we are the just, we are the upright, we are the children of the Most High Yah vessels. We are his saints. Oh, you ain't calling yourself none of that. We are his church. Oh no, they ain't calling themselves. We the people, we the Jews, we are the Israelites. And we gonna get left right here. He said he's only coming for a small remnant. You see the game they play? And I can, at first I was kind of wondering about something, but then it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that he takes only his small remnant. He already had told them that you're going to be held blameless. Why? Because Yeshua came to redeem you back. You already was in the Lamb book alive. You can be held blameless when you stand before me. See, y'all don't even check the Father out to be that awesome. Y'all won't even give him a chance to so y'all can see the type of person, not the person, the type of father he is on the throne. Nobody give us a rat behind because they didn't hear nothing Yeshua taught us about him. Yeshua taught us so many great things about the Father. They won't preach it. They won't teach it. They won't minister it. They won't give you nothing from the light. But they'll give you the whole world in darkness and let you swim therein. So here, what was that? And verse, let's go to, let me see, where was that? That 12. Ezekiel chapter 6, verse 22. No, that ain't 22. No, it can't be 22. Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 22. Let's see if that's what it's saying. Nope, that's not it either. Jeremiah 23 and verse 3. Jeremiah 23 and verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock. That's Jeremiah 23 and verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock. See how he called it my flock. My flock. He's not calling it Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's letting you know this is a spiritual remnant. My flock out of the countries where I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their foes, and they shall be first. They shall be fruitful and increase. See, he called it again, a remnant. When you understand what the word remnant mean in Hebrew and Greek and in English, remainder, survivor, leftover, residue. So it don't mean the whole house. You would never see the word remnant defined as the whole house of Israel or all of Israel. Okay. So now we're going to go to Romans chapter 11, verse 1. Romans chapter 11, verse 1. We just went to Jeremiah 23 and verse 3. He said he's only coming for a remnant. I know they're not gonna take it. Romans chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, has Yah cast away his people? Watch this. Yah forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham and the tribe of Benjamin. In the tribe of Benjamin. Now look here in Romans chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, have Yah cast away his people? Yah forbid. Cast away his people. Yah forbid. When you see that, he's not, you notice he hasn't answered it. He said, Yah forbid, because what you all don't understand, and that was founded in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1 through 2. Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. Yah's look at Israel, his people, as the small remnant. He don't look at them as the whole Israel and the whole tribe of Judah. So when he said Yah forbid, because he knows that he took his remnant out of the 12, and they are the one that's going to Mount Zion. The 12 tribes are going to Mount Zion, but it consists of a small remnant. You see? You got to understand why it's a small remnant. And this is something they didn't teach y'all. They didn't tell y'all. There is going to be chaos in the lands. Okay? Y'all keep rejecting, especially those in the United States. They still party hardy in their own understanding and building up in their own belief, in their own religion, in a newfound awakening. And they fail to realize, it ain't that they fail to realize, they just don't give a rat's behind. They believe I'd rather cross that bridge when I get there. Right now, I'm going to live it to the best of my ability in my flesh. And that's what they're doing. Okay? So, Yah forbid. He has not cast away his people. He forbid. Why? I got my remnant. They are my spiritual remnant. That's why they about to go to a spiritual promised land. You see? So don't ever, people keep saying that he didn't Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 10. People keep saying that he forgot his we are all entitled because of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are the people. We are the this, and we are that. We are this, and then you stand around here watching your people act the way they act, and you just figured it. So what? Let them kill each other. So what? Let them whore and let them do abomination. Let them do all of that. It's fine. No, the small remnant is not going to be caught up from the flow up in all that type of trash. Now, are they going to be caught up in sin and iniquity? Yes. But the way he's going to take them and clean them up, he is not going to come down here and take you up out of here, and you don't give a rest behind about your hate, your heart, your wickedness, who he is. Now, it's not like those small remnant is going to be caught up in it, but it's caught up in them. See, that's what y'all don't understand. This is something embedded in them. It's in their spirit. They are already written, the small remnant. See, that's what a lot of people don't know. It's a lot invested into the small remnant that's going. Y'all thinking he just going to collect up some that he won't. Oh, come on, you. I like you. Come on over here. Come on. No, he got them already before the foundation of the world. That's why Revelation telling you about the small remnant that the woman, the woman seed. See, they don't understand that woman seed. It started way back in Genesis 3 and 15. It's letting you know it's the same spiritual seed then in the beginning, Genesis 3:15, is the same woman seed in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17. Same thing. It's just that they won't put it together because they want it to be separate, and they don't want to talk about the woman's seed because they think it's connected to a female. That's how sick they are. Anything that they feel that might show who they are or what they are, they don't want to talk about it or speak on it. Now, here we are in Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 10. Now, listen to this. For we are his workmanship, created. See, we were already created. It was already written. Okay? In Christ Yeshua. Notice you see Christ. It was written by the power that the blood that you are founded under. You see, you are in the Lamb Book of Life already. See where it says, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Yeshua. That's the lamb that was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, y'all. So you see what I'm saying? See, we want to bypass everything and want to make ourselves entitled because of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because we say we the true Jews. But have we ever realized you the true fools too at the same time? So he says here, in Yeshua HaMashiach, until good works, which Yah has before ordained that we shall walk in them. See, that's another problem. We want to take it on the earth and run the heavens from the earth. And this is where a lot of people are at fault, even on all these platforms, because they want to teach it to you like it is on the earth. They want to make the heavens like it is on the earth, instead of getting to know the heavens, which is spiritual, and bring that bad boy down to the earth. It's not the earth first and the heavens second. The spirit exists before the flesh. So you got to go to the kingdom, which is the spiritual heaven, to understand what is on the earth. But they don't want to do that because they figure they got the words. While the word sits on the throne, they think they got it going on because they got some words. Not understanding that he that sits on the throne is the word. And without him breaking your words down, all you got is words. And that's why you got 20 billion people coming from the same book with 20 million different interpretations, 20 million different beliefs, 20 million different religion from one book. That tells you something, don't it? Well, wait a minute. How could y'all all have different understanding? Why do y'all got different wisdom and knowledge of this? Why do y'all got different understanding? Because you don't have the word. The word sits on the throne. When you have him is when his spirit comes to abide in your spirit to teach you all things. This is why they've been over here for 400 and some odd years and still don't know the left from the right, or where they at, or where they going, and where they been. They go run up on somebody and try to use the words and think it's going to hold up on the word. You lost without a cause and with one. So these things that's happening in the world. The Father was explaining to me that, Deborah, you went looking at Revelation chapter 6, the horses and the sending the horses, and you looking at 7, you looking at 8, you looking at 9, you looking at 10, you looking at all of them, but baby, they all coming. They ain't coming back. See, I'm thinking, okay, once you send the 4 horses, and then when the next thing come, 4 horses cease. No. He said, this is my judgment. Everything that leads to kingdom in Revelation is here on the earth. And you know what he made me realize? How you think you feeling it? That makes so much sense. Why do you think you always running to my throne talking about you feeling this thing? Why is it you think you seeing this thing and they ain't seeing it? Because it ain't coming back to me. It's coming to be the judge on the earth. So each time we step into Revelation, a different chapter, it's not like those things that we've already passed, it ceased. He said, no, it's going to remain right down here. That's a part of the judgment. So while we're here, and that's what he was explaining to me just now about how you always talking about how you feel in this thing. Why is it you see this and you see this and you see this? It's because it's actually there. That's why you see it. That's why you're feeling it. You actually feeling it because it's actually Deborah there. So what happens when it's so turned up, and when it get that way, I believe he's going to have, he ends up out of here. But we're going to see some things. Remember in Deuteronomy, he said, what your eyes shall see. Oh no. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm already seeing it. You get what I'm saying to you all? I'm already seeing it. I already own that thing. I already feel that thing. And one thing what really bothers me is the fact that all of it's taking place and I'm acting like, wait a minute, the world is ending, because I'm feeling it. I feel this thing. I see where this thing is heading. I see where this thing is going. And it bothers me to see that everybody's playing like they in La La Land and everything is peachy keen. I would say unto each and every last one of you, get your house in order. Get your backpack packed. Get up in the morning, read. If you do not have the Ruach in you, get your butt on your knees, cry out to the Most High Yah, grip the hem of his garment, and don't let it go until he bless you. Don't get up until he have filled you. So when you get up, you know what is in you. It's a sad thing how people believe that they're just going to cross this bridge when they get to it. Not even understand. There's not going to be no bridge for you to cross. But there's going to be trouble on the land. And it's here now. So I'm and then again, I'm thinking, is that what that long suffering is for? Is that what that endurance spirit, Father, is for? It's because you knew that you were going to suffer me to feel this thing, see this thing, understand this thing. So therefore, that's what I needed. I needed it. Oh, yes, because it's big time. Now, the thing that I was saying earlier, it was that, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to say this here. Listen to this. I could not understand, and it most likely it ain't for me to understand what the Father has planned. When let me tell y'all something, and you know what? When I look at the whole overall, and I sat back and watch how Yah trust the males with what he knew they could not. But they were already measured from the kingdom. And like I said, my testimony of my life itself allowed me to be able to break that thing down in a way y'all ain't never in y'all life heard nobody break it down. But first and foremost, he taught it to me. He did not. Let me tell y'all something. He did not teach it to me when I had my first child at 19. He was born in June. Yeah, 19. I had my second child 10 years later, something like that. My oldest son, I think my daughter is 11 years. My oldest daughter is 11 years from my son. But the thing about it, when I look back over my life, y'all, I want to cry so bad. I want to cry so, so bad. All because what I know today. What I know today, I don't even think he would have allowed my life to be any different than the way that he has allowed it to be. Because in it, it taught me, ooh-wee, I can stand on any mountain, and speak. What I learned in it all was the product of not any. I don't see how y'all allow them to. I just don't get it. That's just the part I don't get it. I look back over my life and I realize, I say, this is not even my life. You know, Father, y'all, this is not my life. This is not who I am. This is not who I was. But yet, no, I look back over my life and I sit back and say, you let me go through all of this just to be where I'm at today, you know, and it's so powerful because you're trying to make sense of today. And you can't. You can't. What I learned was I'm a mother of 6 children. Having 6 children taught me it wasn't about the children. It was about where the children come from, the power of where they come from, the way the Father orchestrated it on the earth. And I just cannot understand. Only one thing that I can understand, you guys, it seems like that helps me out is the way he's going to sum it up. That's the only thing that kind of helps me out. But I still say it's just like, see, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. You see how the heathens and the Europeans, how they treat us. They were once slaves, okay? And they were slaves. The European had white people as slaves, but the Europeans were the elites, and they had white people as slaves, okay? And you have to do your study to see how they treated them, just like they treat us. But the deal was, we're about to bring in these people, and you that are slaves now work for us, and now you can make money. See, these slaves back that was working for the elites over in Europe, all of these slaves that they had all over the place, these white people were slaves first, y'all. They were slaves. Because y'all don't do y'all study, that's on you. But they were slaves, and the elites has always existed. That power that we see now, a lot of us so little, we call it the Illuminati. This group is higher. It is a part of the Illuminati, but it's the pin needle of the Illuminati is the pin needle of who they are. They're the one that also put the other people over in that land and placed them in there real good to portray. They did that. They did the same thing. So the white people were poor and white trash that were slaves. So when they decide they're going to bring in us, they told them that they're going to now be getting paid. And how they get paid is they got to make us less than less. They got to treat us lesser than less as they were treated, but lesser than less. They told them how to deal with us and how they can keep money in. Now, what made them want to do it is they were slaves first. So they upheld everything the elites did, because now they're not only paying us to tame and to keep these people in control. That's what the elites did. They poured their Europeans as slaves, gave them property, money to rule over us. And how you know that's true is in Deuteronomy 28. He said, those that were beneath us will come above us. So there it is. See, a lot of y'all don't do your search. He tells us that. It's in Deuteronomy 28. Why were they beneath us? Because they were slaves, y'all. We weren't slaves. They were slaves. It is written already in the instructions and direction. They that was above, up under us will be above us, because they put them above us and had them to put us and treat us the way that they were treating us. And it was all up their alley, because they've been treated that way. So they learned how they knew how to treat us worse than they were treated. And they got paid for it. And that's why they told them anything they do, kill them, beat them, whatever. They told them what all they could do. And that's the only way that they can get out of their slavery. They were slaves. So that's how they treated us. And that's how we end up, them being end up over us. They didn't want to go back to slaving. The Europeans said, we'll give y'all money. The elites. It wasn't the Europeans. They were Europeans, but they were the elites. That same way. It's like saying, who could have set that up like that and allowed that to rumble that way? You know, who could have set that up like that? Wicked and evil at its highest. And I found out that the elites were way back, way back. They don't want that. How do you think those people got over there with your land? How do you think that they end up taking that? Now, you know, the land was desolated, so we was out of it. But they end up taking your identity and so on. You see, this was the same elites who made sure they could get over there, make it right for them to get over there and claim your identity. You see what I'm saying? They set it up. All this time, I had no idea that the elites was behind all of that. You see what I'm saying? And the slavery, and that's why I heard they used to also call them white trash. Those were slaves. It was many of them. And that's what used to run their business, is slaves. So they were once in that. So where they at now is they the one who beat us and did things to us to keep us in line. And this is what the elite told them to do, but their hearts were that way anyway. They were white trash. Them to get paid now when they was once the slave, now we're the slave. Oh, that was up their alley. So that's what made them so harsh and evil and wicked, because they were now getting paid for something they used to have to do, and they were getting beaten and so on. So now they wanted to keep their status in what they were doing. So they made sure they treated us the way they were treated and worse. You see, so they knew how to treat us. You see what I'm saying? And they paid them to keep us in order. And y'all, I sit back and think, a lot of people talk about history. That is a part you need to look up and read, because in your instructions and direction book in Deuteronomy 28. He said, they shall be beneath you and they shall rise above you. So beneath me, they were the slaves. These Europeans were the slaves. Okay? But they were beneath us because we weren't slaves yet. So when we came up, they came above us because they are now slave. They're the one that had us in captivity as far as slavery, treating us a certain way. That's why they did a really good job. That's why today the poor Europeans, the poor white people are the worstest one. That's why they hardcore toward us. That's where that real hardcore hate is at. And let me show y'all something. This is why Sister Deborah don't believe in listening to all these men out here. I don't pay no Judah them no mind. They gone. Just like Deuteronomy 28 said, they shall be gone. Let me tell you what I got a hold of. And it bothers me to the core. And this is something else I have to put before the Father. How do, here in the United States of America, they have all of these sundown towns where they can kill Black people. And so what? Y'all don't know that? Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. I was like, Father, how is it that our men, it's not training our men? And we got all our young men, like 24, 25, they being killed by numbers and not found. And when they do found them, they have heads all, body tore up. They don't have, they're all bones. Or they killing them by numbers. Because what? The fathers, the men, didn't do their search to teach the sons. See, a lot of things y'all sit back and y'all see these kids and y'all see these daughters. Men didn't tell their daughter they were beautiful, that they are a queen. Why? Because they were so busy having other daughters here and there and everywhere. They were so busy in drugs and alcohol. In the community, our men have always brought drugs into our community to give to our families and to mothers, to sons, to fathers. Sell in their own community, guns, just gang banging. How is it a nation of people that been through so much? They have no sense of unity, no sense of emotions, no sense of care, no sense of nothing outside of violence and destruction. And that's why I sit back and I watch them conduct themselves this way, and nobody says nothing, not even on this devil platform. Like these men are right now hooping and hollering about P. Daddy. Why are y'all hooping and hollering about P. Daddy? Ain't there one of you got nothing going on for yourself? Nothing but wicked and evil. But yet y'all can get on here and hoop and holler about everything the heathens give y'all to put up on the platform. Then y'all start dancing to it, seeking likes and subscribers. This man is doomed to the spiritual. I'm talking about to the spiritual. So everybody keep on talking about, oh, he did this to Cassie. It bothers me, you guys, because I've heard the mothers, the grandmothers, and the great grandmothers talk about how they was beaten and how they was treated by their husbands, by their grandpa and great grandpa and their dad. And if y'all hear the stories, it's real. Oh, my father was a Rolling Stone. I got 7 different sets of sisters and brothers. I mean, just all kind of things. And they stand around talking about polygamy today. That's the only thing they want to talk about. The things that pleasure their flesh. So it's a sad thing, and it bothers me dearly because I truly have the testimony that can back up why. But that's all it's going to do. The sad part is about it. The Father said ain't gonna change nothing. See, that's the deep part of it. It's not going to change anything. They too far gone. Y'all don't know it, but they are. They too far gone. Too far gone. Too far gone. Anybody in the live chat, if you have any questions, or maybe you have the answer to something, maybe you can give Sister Deborah some advice. If you have any question or answers, we have a few more minutes that we could take any questions, any answers. But it's deep. It's deep. Now I got to go another night trying to piece together all of this nonsense that ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. So I guess no one has any questions. I guess because you have all the answers, right? So Sister Deborah says, I will be back. Shalom and shalom.